Bushcraft 101, page 200. Using a snare device to catch birds does not require the tensile strength needed for small mammals. So carrying multiply cordage that can be broken down in diameter is a big plus when trapping birds in this fashion. A breakaway toggle system is used for these type of traps and can be adapted to deadfalls as well. The system for live bird trapping usually employs a tripwire or stick of sorts, forcing the bird to cross it to get to bait. Small trapping kits. Trapping kits can range from elaborate to a roll of bank line, which means tarred nylon used for fishing and net making, and a knife. I prefer the lightweight of a small kit, relying on my knowledge and skill to employ a lot of traps. I carry a few items to help ensure success while keeping weight and space to a minimum. There is something to be said for the bank line and knife only kit. The main additions I suggest for a short-term situation or an emergency kit for your pack are a couple of medium treble hooks. Again, multi-purpose for trapping and fishing. A half dozen larger barrel sinkers, large single hooks in a plastic Ziploc bag contained inside the roll of bank line, held in by a couple of corks and a roll of number 4 picture wire. The main use for the wire is for special traps, such as squirrel poles, where you need the rigidity of wire over bank line. It adds little weight and can be multi-use as a still leader for limb sets and fishing if turtles are prevalent. Limb sets involve hanging a baited line from a limb with a hook on the end underwater. For fishing, add a pocket fishing kit. Fishing with improvised rods and Tenkara. Some of the best fishing rods are made from bamboo or river cane. These can be anywhere from 9 feet to 13 feet in length, and cutting them green will work fine. Lines for rods of this nature should be, page 201, the same length as the rod. No need to reel in the line. Use the leverage of the rod to bring the fish within distance of the dip net or bank to secure the catch. Discover Tenkara. The fishing technique called Tenkara is used in the mountains of Japan and has now started to spread rapidly to other parts of the world. It is based on the same concepts as cane pole fishing, with some adaptations. Tenkara is used mainly in rivers and streams, so it is a form of fly fishing and not far from dapping, which means lifting a lure / fly up and dropping it back down on the water surface, jiggling it on top of the water. The brilliance of Tenkara is the way lines and riggings are attached and detached from the rod. You can have several different rigged lines for different applications, which you can attach and detach from the rod within a few seconds, without having to cut or tie a line to or from the rod. You do this by using what's called a Lillian braid attached to the end of your rod. This can easily be fashioned from the mantle of any parachute cord or small diameter cordage. Number 1, using a piece of paracord approximately 3 inches long, slide the end of the cord over the end of your rod as if it were a stocking. Number 2, leave about 2 inches of this overhanging and attach the first 1 inch permanently by wrapping the rod at that point with small diameter string or line. Seal this with pine resin so it forms a bond to the rod. Number 3, tie a knot in the mantle at the very end and burn this nylon material a bit to create a sort of ball on the end. Once this is accomplished, your rod is now ready to accept any rigging lines. As stated earlier, with a Tenkara pole, you can keep multiple rigged lines to match fishing conditions and quickly change them. End of page.